great, and we look forward to a great experience with you all. And again, a warm welcome.
So I guess it's my turn to wish you a warm welcome. I'm Caroline, so you have received my my emails already on probably several occasions. So I'm glad to be here today to help you and to get prepared for this upcoming adventure. And as Claude says, the 3 people sitting here, our participants, are the best people to answer all your queries. And we know it's a big step, a big change. And so please make sure you ask anything you want. There's no silly questions. Anything you need to make sure you get here and all ready to start this program. So looking forward to meeting you next September, and I wish you a good summer as well.
Hello everybody, I'm Jessica, so I think I've been in touch with most of you. Welcome to this live info session. I hope that you will enjoy it. I'm sure that it will be very useful, and also thank you to our actual participants who will answer your questions. So
have a good session. Thank you.
So, if you would like to introduce yourself, maybe we start with Gonzalo.
Yes, I'm Gonzalo from Spain, from Madrid, and I decided to study this master because I want to reorientate my professional career and to start working in the sports sector.
Hi guys, I'm Kanav from India, and I decided to do this program because I'm a former athlete and I wanted to pursue my future in sports industry.
Hi everyone, I'm Paola from Mexico, and just as Gonzalo said, I decided to do this master's just to transform my career of 6 years as a consultant to become a sports manager. Welcome to the session.
Thank you very much. Thank you for being here, for being available for the next class. I guess that you attended the session last year also, so
yeah.
You know how does it work.
Mm-hmm.
Good. So Gonzalo, so tell us about your experience when you first arrived in Lausanne, your impression when you started the class. How did it go? Were you expecting that?
Yeah, well, the experience for me was very positive. My university in Spain was quite small, and here the facilities are amazing. To practice sport, it's an amazing place. So the first impression when I arrived to the EPFL was very nice. And then also Lausanne compared to Madrid is quite small. But for me, it was something positive also because it's much easier to move in Lausanne. The public transport works very well. So my first impression was very positive, and also when I met all the students of this year with a very international background, it was like very interesting and very positive.
I would like to agree with Gon here. It was amazing landing in Switzerland, Lausanne. It's a beautiful city, small city. The public transport is great, and coming from India, it was pretty pleasant. The weather was not quite nice when I landed here. Yeah, it was very hot back home. And yes, it was amazing seeing the campus out here, and you can say it's a very international campus. It's a huge campus, a lot of facilities. AISTS has a very friendly staff, and the first time I came to the office, everyone was smiling, very warm, welcoming, and it was a good first experience just landing in the city, and it was just wow. I was just amused by the city initially, and yes, then later on meeting the current batch, now my fellow extended family, I would say, it was really nice.
Yeah, I had to agree with all of them because we come from like super large cities, so coming to Lausanne was like a little tiny village, but it was really nice. I mean, the weather it can be harsh sometimes. Right now we are like burning, but now it's fantastic. I love living here. As I said, the public transport is fantastic. When you get here, you will get all the background of how you get your card for the transport and stuff. So it's really easy to be here. As I say, the EPFL is fantastic. I love the school, and I have heard that you're actually gonna move to another building mid of next year, right?
Yeah.
So you're gonna have to tell us what's that like. But other than that, I think it's great. We love it here.
Thank you. So that's correct. As Paola was saying, we will move normally beginning of next year in the new building. So you will start in one classroom and you will finish in another one, which will be bigger and more modern and going to be a nice experience with all of you guys. So I suggest that if you have any question, that you can start asking your question in the chat. So I will read the question, and our friend here will be happy to answer. So do not hesitate to just write your question on the YouTube chat. Actually, we have about 15 spectators. So thank you for joining. That's a good thing. Okay, we have our first question from Carlos, if I'm not wrong.
From Spain, Carlos.
Yes, I think. Yes. Jessica, I have a question regarding nationalities. Have you ever heard anyone from Hungary? No, we haven't. No, any for the next year batch. I mean, your batch, Carlos. We don't have any student from Hungary. No. Hope that doesn't answer your question. Do you have any question more related to the program?
Esto es español.
Okay, maybe in the meantime that you think about your question, Paola, which advice or tips would you give to the new class?
Okay, which advice would I give? The first one, the most important, I would say, is find a place to live before you get here. It's, I think that's the most important thing. It's hard. I've heard some people that came here without actually a place. I think Kanav would say that as soon as I finish this. But I was really lucky to find a place through the student residence. It was really good. I still live there. Gonzalo as well has a place. But I think that's really important because once you're here, it gets a little bit tougher. But please make sure that whenever you find a place, it's legitimate, because we have had frauds before, and that's really, really important to check the background of the place. Other thing I would advise you to do is don't bring lots of stuff. Just bring the basic clothes for winter and summer, some stuff. Everything else you can buy here. Just don't bring like all your house in 2 bags. It's like not used. What else would I say? Guys.
Yeah, I can give another advice that for me was quite useful, and it's to try to be friend of everybody in class, to connect with everybody, not only with Europeans or only with Asians, but with all the class. And also, it's, I think, good advice can be just to be relaxed and to try to enjoy this year, because I think it's a year for us, for the students, and I think that we have to learn, but we also have to have fun. So try also to discover the country, Switzerland. I think it's amazing. I visited many places and I think that it's really worth it. So yeah, this would be my advice.
With me especially, I would agree with Paul out here. Accommodation was an issue. I faced it. I came in here, I could not actually find anything before coming in. It wasn't not like I did not try. And yeah, initially 2-3 months it was tough, but again I would say if you find it, it's amazing, it's awesome. But even if you don't stress about it, because eventually everybody finds it. We were told the same by the alumni last year, all the previous alumni, they all said the same. Initially, first 2 months it might be tough, but eventually everybody finds it. AISTS even helps, Caro helps, so no worries with that. So other than that, yeah, the other thing Gonzalo said, I totally agree with him. Mix with everybody, talk to everybody. You're here to have an international experience, and that's what it is. Talk to each and every person in your class, be friendly, enjoy all the activities that AISTS does. They do a lot, you'll find out soon. Meet people, meet alumni. Just have a good time. It's all about the journey. Don't think till the end, because time just flies. Before we know it's just gone over, yeah. So just have a good time. That's what I would say.
Be super open-minded.
Yeah, super open-minded.
Like no one will think like you do. So be aware that there's gonna be someone who's gonna be different or tougher, or I don't know.
Everything is gonna be different that's what the international experience I felt. From the working styles to having fun to jokes to language. It was great experience.
Amazing experience.
Yeah.
Good, thank you very much. I'm sure that this answered the question about the accommodation experience of Pedro Cunha from Brazil, Samir, sorry if I'm...
Yeah, I would like to say just one thing about accommodation, and it's there is a lot of web pages that can help you to find accommodation, like Imo Scout and Ibis. So try to Google web pages related with accommodation, and probably it will also help, because I found my accommodation in one of those web pages. Sorry, Jessica.
Okay, no, thank you, Gonzalo. Liz, maybe if you want to type the website on the chat, sure, can help. So yes, so Pedro Cunha from Brazil and Samer had the same question about the accommodation, and I think, yeah, that's it. So I'm sure that they have answered more or less to your question. Then we continue. We have here a question from Santiago Peña from Colombia.
Spanish, we can answer in Spanish.
Feliz día atrasado, Colombia. So he's saying, we're not recommended to work at all for the duration of the program. Do you agree with this? Maybe we could give it a try for a little bit. And I had more or less the same question from Tina Sharma from India. If you guys advise to work part-time, and if there is not so much, let's say, homework after lecture.
I wouldn't recommend working, not even part-time, because we had one person doing that, and it was really tough. It was really, really tough. She was like late or not coming or stuff like that, and unfortunately, I mean, she missed out of lots of stuff. That doesn't mean she couldn't do both. It's just that you're here to enjoy it. I know it's a whole year and you will say like, we have no money, we need to work with whatever, but just enjoy the ride for a year. You will have the time to find a job. Yeah. Absolutely. Just, I would say, don't work.
Yeah, I agree with Paola, and it's true that maybe in the beginning of the master you don't have a lot of homework, let's say, or things to do after class, but then I would say that 4, 5, 6 months you start having more and more, and you start with team project, with research paper, and with other works, and I think that it becomes more and more difficult. So, and I think it's important to be focused, really focused on the master. So I completely agree with Paul.
I have nothing more to add. They both answered exactly. Like, I don't think you really need to worry about the work. Like, if your finances are sorted and if you're not in the need of those finances, just enjoy the ride, because yeah, as Gonzalo said, first 2-3 months it's going to be a bit light because you need time to just settle into the city. That's how the course is structured by AISTS as well. And then like once your team projects start, research papers start, it just gets more and more heavy. So just, as Paula said, enjoy the ride. That's all it is.
It's just 9 years of work, and then you will have that time.
A lot of time to find work.
Yeah. Totally.
Okay, thank you. Then we continue with Carlos, who is asking, which subject did you like the most?
Who wants to start?
We are going to have
my personal best subject was sociology. I love it. I absolutely loved it. Both of the teachers were fantastic. You will see it. They are, in my opinion, the best teachers of the whole syllabus. My research paper actually is about sociology with one of them. I loved it. It was the best.
That's a difficult one to answer out. It's a very personal choice.
Yeah.
They're all the subjects are pretty good. We have amazing lectures and guest lectures coming in, and personally I feel like there are ups and downs. There will be variation, but other than that, I think all the subjects I enjoyed every part of the course.
For me, I would say that it was law, because I'm not a specialist in law and I don't really like law, but I think the way Juan Carlos, the professor, teach law is very interesting, and it's very well structured, very well organized, and it's very clear. And in the end of the course of the module, I think you have like a good perspective, and yes, you understand quite well how law works in the sports sector. So for me, law was the most interesting.
And I say don't worry about just hearing the
Yeah.
law name or medicine or
Yeah.
so. It's not going to be as hard as you can imagine.
Just take one step at a time
Yeah.
as it comes. Yeah.
Okay, thank you. Then we continue with Kabir from India, who is asking about your experience with the language difference in Lausanne. If knowing German or French would be helpful. What do
German
you think?
for sure. No.
German.
German is
Doesn't
not
matter
helpful.
here.
It's not the area. The area here is francophone, so French will really, really, really make your life
Yeah,
easier.
if you know French, of course it will make life easier, a lot easier, but even if you don't, everybody is managing out here. So
Yeah.
I would say like 70% of the class doesn't know French.
Yeah.
But
And-
just learn the basic stuff like bonjour, merci.
Yeah, but I think that you don't have to worry a lot if you don't know
Yeah,
French.
no.
You will have the opportunity to learn French, but there is in the EPFL you have some courses, so
You can take
join
those.
them.
They're really good.
Yeah.
Yeah, they are good.
For free.
That's
for
for free.
free,
Yeah.
that's for
True.
free.
Most important.
But if you register, you need to attend, right?
Yeah, but
Yes.
I mean they're really good.
They're
I
really-
registered the whole semester last year and it was really good. I
Yeah.
improved.
I learned.
Yes. Bravo. So we can continue the session in French now.
No.
I'm joking.
Pavel?
We can.
Okay, good. Then we continue. Oops. So we have a question from Alexis Pacom, who is French but living here in Switzerland. Do you have a significant quantity of homework? How does the project with the external client articulate throughout the year?
You want to say?
No, regarding the team project.
We were in the same team.
Yeah, we were in the same team. It was horrible working with Kanav.
It was worse working with Gonzalo.
No, I mean, depends how you organize yourself and depends on the project. It's very different. In our case, I think we were quite well organized. We were a very good structure. We organized. We had meetings once per week, so it was okay. I mean, it's not crazy the amount of work you have, but I also heard from previous years that some people waited until the end of until the last moment to finish the team project. So it depends also how you organize. If you organize well, it's okay. It's not going to be crazy, but it's very important to have a good organization and to have a good planning.
I think it's because it's such an international course. Everybody has their own way of working, style of working, understanding. It's a learning process. I would say it's a learning curve that gets you. Like me and Gonzalo, our team especially, we gelled very well. It was very smooth. We didn't have any issues, but there were the teams who had some issues within themselves. But again, something with the client. Some people did work till the end. Some finished before. That's what it is.
The best team project.
They finished before, so they are pretty chill.
Easy project.
Yeah, so it's a
The best.
No, and regarding homework, I think just remove that word from your vocabulary. There is no homework. Like there is no just fill in this and give it back tomorrow. That's not how it works. This is a master's. This is not a degree or something like that. So
High school.
what you have to do is work on what you're asked for. It's much more of team project, not just about the team project per se, but there's a lot of working in class and workshops and stuff like that. So that's your homework. But you gotta manage your time really good.
Yeah, I would just want to say that you will have more teamwork experience, not only with external clients. You will also have other kinds of works in different modules. So you will work with different groups in class, not only with the same group.
Yeah.
So,
I hope that helps.
but it's okay. You can have a life after class. Huh? It's not.
It's more important to have a life after
Yeah.
class.
You can go
You
to
can
the
go to
gym,
the
you can practice
mountains, you
more.
can go, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, good, thank you. Then we have a question from Tina Sharma. Well, maybe it's not your case, but she wants to know if there were any students with family who came with their families, so suppose and children.
Yeah, we had,
and if they found it more difficult than the others.
we have, unfortunately they are not here, both of them are Brazilians, we love them. They came with their families, I mean kids and wife, and for example Gonzalo came here with his girlfriend. I think for them, particularly Alex and Rafa, because they have family, I don't think that was that hard. I know that their kids are in school, I know that their wives are doing their stuff as well, and I think they found it okay to keep on doing this this course. I don't think it was hard.
No, not at all.
Like not only those, there were a lot of people who came here with their wives. Like Seong was here with his wife.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, Gonzalo with his
I want to talk
girlfriend.
about
I mean,
family.
Yeah, like for family they would say. But again, we had a few of the Swiss only who had families, Lucas and Paola. Yeah. So I think it wasn't that difficult for them.
No, I mean, also it depends. For example, my girlfriend, she wanted to find a job. She finally got the job. But it depends if you want to find a job, if you are with children, if your wife is just here and she doesn't have the perspective of finding a job. It depends a bit. But I think that if you have children, for example, what Alex and Rafael, the students, told us is that for their kids it was amazing because they can learn a new language, they can learn a new culture. They are in an amazing country. You will see that it's an amazing country. So in this aspect, I think that it's very positive. And in my personal case, it was also very positive. But I think that it depends a bit on the situation of each family.
Each family.
But I think you can work it out.
Yeah.
Good, thank you. Then we continue with Alexi. Was the participation at the SEMUS conferences extremely useful in terms of networking? What did you get from attending this event?
Well, I think that one of the most important things that you get is practical experience, because there are people who are really working in companies, so it's really very practical because they explain you what they exactly do in their jobs. So that was for me very useful. And then in terms of networking, I think that yes, you can contact them. Maybe it's in the beginning of the course, so it's not at the end of the course when you are really trying to find a job. But you can keep the contact and then contact them at the end of the master. So it depends of you also. But of course, that if you're interested in working on one of these companies, you can go and speak with him or with her, and yeah, it can be useful. Yeah.
I think also that it's not just about the networking you can do at CMOS, because you also have really good lecturers from federations and stuff during class. So I think the network depends on you necessarily.
Yeah.
So you can create a really good network from them. And also in CMOS you have, as it's open, you have people from other places. We had people from, which was Andorra and I don't know, lots of stuff. So it was really good. You can still create a relationship with them, and it's all up to you.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was just the good part about CMOS is it's not just, I would say, academic and theoretical what you get, it's the real life practical experience you get from people working in the industry, and that is something really amazing. And as far as networking is concerned, I think sometimes the word is too overhyped. it's just like just have interaction with them, and as Paola and Gonzalo said, you can contact them later, just have a nice chat with them. Yeah, people are quite friendly out here and they're willing to help, so nothing with that.
Good, thank you. Then I continue. With another question, how does the examinations work?
Depends on the module.
Yeah.
That's the answer.
One line.
Just
That's it.
wait for it until you get here.
No, but don't worry about the examination. You have to study, but your study is going to be well for everybody. I think that in our case, in our master, everybody passed the exam, so it's okay.
Yeah, I think it's more than just an exam.
Yeah.
It's like whatever you study in the class, like whatever the lecturers teach you, it's out of that. So it's no rocket science. It's okay.
It's easy.
Yeah. Depends.
I mean, it's easy to pass if you
Yeah.
do the
Yeah.
job.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
Good, thank you for this. We continue with Sergio from Brazil. He is asking if you are coming back to your countries after the end of the master, and what are your projects for the future?
No. That's no, we're not going back. I already got an internship here for the next 6 months. So for the next 6 months, I'm not going back to Mexico. The plan is not going back in, I don't know, period of time. I wouldn't say how long, but for a period of time. Because I would like to stay here where everything is. Here is where you have the federations, I don't know, consulting, anything you want in sports is here. So I would like to take an advantage on that, on the investment I already did, and that's my answer.
I think again out here I would say it's a personal choice. Like we have a few who did go back, who want to go back. Like William, for example, he never wanted to stay, he just went back. And for me personally, again, it's the same thing as Paul said. Yeah, we are looking for internships right now, and I would love to be here for a while, just get to experience from the top, federations. It's Olympic capital. That's why we all are here. We are doing this course. So yeah, learning out here. So that would be nice for me.
Yeah, me too. The same. I would like to stay here because I'm happy with the city. I think that there is a lot of sports opportunities in Lausanne. So yeah, I will stay here.
And your girlfriend's got a job.
Yeah, my girlfriend has a job, so I have to. No choice for me.
Okay, good. We continue with Pablo. Pablo from Mexico.
Hola, Pablo.
If I'm not wrong. How is a normal day?
Today
In
it's
class.
Extremely hot.
Not about the weather, but a normal day in class.
Fine.
I think it's. I mean,
At what time did you start?
You get there at 9. Please.
Punctuality.
You insist
Don't be like Kanav and me.
No, I mean it, and I promise you, it will save you for anything and beyond school. Be punctual.
Yeah.
We start at 9, and then we have an hour and a half.
Hour and a half.
90
then a
minutes.
break.
30
90,
minutes.
30, 90, 30.
90, 30, 90.
One.
If you finish at 3, you can finish at 5. Yeah.
And 1 hour
Five,
for
that's
lunch.
And sometimes.
And maybe
Yeah,
and maybe it
sometimes
depends.
as well.
You can
Yeah.
have, for example, the AISTS team can arrange a visit to some place, so you can be here at 8 and be back from that place at 8.
For the trip.
Yeah, for trips and
trip.
stuff. But I think it's
I
a
would say
normal
that-
day if you have class. You get in classroom, blah blah blah. You sit with your partner. My partner was Gonzalo.
First benches.
Bench, hold
Backbencher.
you. Be that people. You start your lecture, then you ask questions, then you go to the break.
Lots of
and
You go to the Indian mafia.
Yeah,
side of the
exactly.
class.
We have
I
some
think-
Spanish mafia as well.
The mafia segregating during breaks. There you go
Nice.
to, I don't know,
Nah.
cafeteria. You have places near the EPFL to go grab a bite. It's an amazing day. I mean, that's the whole day.
Very
So
funny,
honestly,
very
you have
funny.
lots of, You
now
create the
we miss
things,
a lot
I think.
this
Yeah, we miss a lot.
We miss a lot.
And like for normal days, just you go to the lectures. Again, I stress again, as Paola said, punctuality, 9 Swiss time.
He was late all the time.
I was late. The train was always late. Come on. No, but yeah, punctuality is pretty good. That's to keep in mind. And the other thing, class was fun. Just enjoy the lecture. You get to learn in the breaks. Everybody mingles. It's just not the mafia, I would say. Everybody interacts with each other. We go together for lunches. We go together for breaks, for coffee breaks, whatever. And then after, if you get free, we used to have football matches. We used to organize a lot of sports among ourselves. Cricket. We played cricket out here. And so that's something you got to do among yourselves. So it's as much as initiative you guys take. So it's totally up to you, but it was amazing for us. It's like almost every week we were having at least once or twice some kind of a sporting activity within the class, after the class. So that was quite fun for us.
Yeah.
Yeah, good. Thank you for sharing that also. Now we have a question from Andrei. Andrei is from Belarusia. His question is about the visa, but especially for you, Paola and Kanav. How long did it take to receive the answer from the Swiss embassy?
For me, I remember it was 3 weeks when Jessica sent me the email, and then I got to the embassy in Mexico and they gave it to me, which is really fast.
For me, it wasn't the same because for us the procedure was we got all the documents from the AISTS and then you have to apply, and in the mail, whatever the procedure is, they said 8 weeks, but I got it like in the 5th week. So yeah, but it was like simple. Once you got all your application, your papers were complete, you just submit, and it was already written on the receipt they gave that it takes about 6 to 8 weeks to process.
But just do it on time. If you leave it at the last minute, it's gonna be stressful. Just don't do that.
We had Vikram from Nepal. He joined us a week later.
Because of visa stuff.
And he was the same guy who, for the accommodation, he had to lose about say 1,000 francs because he was like a part of the fraud with him. Yeah, because online he had found an accommodation. He had a good chat with the person. They said to give him the money in advance, and he had paid. And when he arrived here, they had just disappeared. So,
but we going back to visa.
Going back to visa.
Yeah, I think it's just between 3 and 5 weeks.
Yeah. So Andrei was mentioning 3 to 8 weeks, which I think it's totally normal. It also depends on the time when you apply, because September is the start of the academic year, so it might take more time to get the visa. So 3 to 8 weeks, I would say that it's the normal duration to obtain the visa.
I would say apply as soon as you have the paper.
Exactly, apply. Don't wait. Don't wait. When you have the paper, I mean, you all have the paper normally, so they can all apply. Then we come back to the language courses. Santiago is asking if you had the time to learn French and to improve your French at the same time that you were studying.
Yes. Yes. I mean,
you do it.
You apply online through the PFL system, and you can actually choose the time you would be available to study. So they just create a group on that time. For example, mine was at 5:45 p.m. on Wednesdays, and I think it's an hour and a half as well. So I really think it was enough time, and I think it's okay because it's free. It's just once a week, and it's useful. I mean, and personally, I started reading in French. I started doing, watching movies in French and stuff. I mean, it helps, honestly.
It's quite easy, as Paola said. It's no rocket science out there. And of course, you'll improve French because you're living in a French-speaking part of Switzerland. And then you have your classmates. You can practice speaking with them. So.
Good.
He speaks French, so he doesn't count.
Yes. Exactly. Okay, good. Then we continue with Santiago, who has a very interesting question about finding a job. When did you start to search, and when do you recommend to do it?
Okay, it's over. I think we started applying
April,
mid-May.
Mid-May.
It was starting mid-May.
Yeah.
Um,
But you can start whenever you want. You can even start before. If someone came from one company in February and you're interested in this company, you can already contact the person and explaining him that you're interested in working in the company and that you will finish the master in September. So you can apply even before if you want. It's not. There is not a specific timeline to apply.
Some of our friends actually started working with the Hockey Federation beginning of June, something like that, and they keep on going to classes. They had to meet sometimes, but they would back and forth.
But more or less everybody starts like mid-May and May, because before that it doesn't actually make sense. It's a lot of you have a lot of things to do. You need to learn a lot. You get to know more about it.
And I don't think companies just set
prefer
out
before that,
internships before that. I mean, they start asking for people, I don't know, June or something like that.
And it's also important to say that we have two persons in AISTS that help us to find a job, Selena and Dominique. So they are with us during all the year, and they recommend us, they advise us how to write CVs, how to do the cover letter. So it's also very useful, and they have a lot of contacts, of course, in the sports sector. So they will help you during this process of finding.
Celine is the career coach, and she'll do some workshops with you about your CVs and cover letters. Yeah, they really help you a lot. So again, like as Gonzalo said, there is no particular time, but usually it's at the end of May. That's the.
But also, I mean, AISTS sends you a list of jobs available. Don't just wait for that list. Keep on searching, because that's the way you find something.
Thank you.
And don't despair if you don't find something.
Exactly.
you will find something.
We haven't found till yet.
But you will find
Okay.
Thanks for
Then we have a question from Ayesha from India. Do you get a semester break during the course? What's the course holiday schedule like?
Winter break?
Winter break, yes.
I can answer in Hindi if they want.
You want to understand?
Yeah, we have winter holidays, and then
summer break.
What to say in English?
Easter.
Easter holidays also. So
Easter.
we have these 2 long breaks, 2 weeks and 1 week.
Yeah. It's good.
And then some bank holidays as well.
Yeah.
Weekends are always off, so.
Yeah.
Coming from India, I'm just answering because sometimes we work Saturdays and stuff.
I mean, I don't think it's worth it to go back to India. I would
No,
say in December, or Mexico, or any other continent, to be honest. But you can do a lot of stuff around.
Like I've never been back ever since I've been here. I haven't been back home, but there have been others who I know who have been back home. So it's again a personal choice, whatever. You
But I mean, for example, Gonzalo went back to Madrid because it's easier.
Madrid.
And-
I went to Madrid. I went to
And
Madrid.
you can find your friend in
Yeah.
the course that would invite you somewhere.
Very good idea. Very good idea. Okay, good. Then. Yes, we have a question from Samir from Canada. He's asking about client team projects. Are the project and clients matched to your skill set and interests, or were these random?
I think they match with your capacities, with your skills, but maybe it's not something or some federation or some company you would like to work with. Personally, I worked with a small federation. It was okay because it was part of the Olympic movement, and I was in the beginning I was like very doubtful of it because you always want to work with big ones, but I learned a lot of them, honestly. But the guys here have an amazing team and their skills were fantastic, but maybe
I think that AISTS is going to try to put you in a group or in a project where you're interested in the sport. For example, if you like rugby, they're going to try to put you in the rugby project. But of course, if there are 30 people who like football and is one project rated with football, it's impossible. So I guess that for some people you will think that you are in the right project or you are doing something related with your sport, but for others maybe you will not. But it's okay, it doesn't matter. I mean, there are many sports, not only one, so don't worry about that. And all the projects are related with sports, so it's okay.
I think it's more about it's more important to focus on what you can learn from the team projects, and rather than focusing on which team or which organization, because like we know among ourselves and even from alumni, in the beginning you'll find a project, you'll have a big name, and later on you get to know that project might not be that good, and then you'll have a smaller federation, but the project would be amazing. Like Paola had an amazing project, so it was a smaller federation.
Just forget about the big names. I think you learn much more
working in a
it's
smaller.
not just about football or just about swimming, or it's much more than that.
Great, thank you. Then we continue with Carlos from Spain. Does the program organize any activities, hiking, football games?
The best.
The best
thing of the
We love
program.
them.
For example, let me finish. For example, I had the weekend, and then he had another question if there is any university football team, and then he's saying that I can tell that he loves football.
Ya sabemos, Carlos.
We did a lot of activities with AISTS, usually during the week, not during the weekends. No, I think.
But even
During the weekends,
there were a couple during
the trip
Fridays.
fields during the week. Yes.
Usually during the week, no?
Yeah,
And,
there is the
I
snow
think
day.
everybody
The
agrees
snow
that
day,
it
the
was
snow day is
amazing.
amazing.
Even the goblin was amazing.
We're gonna crash your snow day. I don't care.
Very funny days. You will have a lot of
Yeah, a lot of
activities,
fun.
but I think we don't have to tell them. They will discover.
No, this is a surprise.
Sometimes
exactly.
it's a surprise.
But
so
there
it's-
is, I think there is football teams.
As
well.
far as
football teams, Carlos, don't worry. You will.
Yeah, you will find
Once
out.
there are a lot of
This-
small clubs, lot of people.
Simon
There
was
is-
playing.
I was
Simon,
playing
Max,
myself, thank you.
Sneha, Gonzalo, Eduardo. There are a lot of teams. These guys
There is
have
a
been-
football club that has a lot of relation with AISTS because there are some alumni, so it's very easy if you want to play football to play there. Some of us play earlier this year,
You'll find
so it's easy to find it. You can find.
Okay, good. Hope that Carlos, you are happy and we are sure. Now we have an interesting question from Kabir, still from India. Looking back, what is the one thing you feel you would have liked to be better prepared for?
The what? Sorry.
The one thing
You'll be better
You
prepared.
would have liked to be better
Ah.
prepared. Maybe about Switzerland, about the program.
French. Honestly, my personal life,
Mm,
having better French. But that's
I
it.
don't know how to answer this question. Maybe to be more proactive when some people from other companies came to our class. I don't know, speak more, try to do more networking and do things.
I don't know, like, maybe French could be one part of it, and just accommodation maybe if you can find beforehand, that would be good. But other than that, I think
An easy question.
I think that question is overthinking.
Yeah.
You're overthinking about what you should do before coming here, and I don't think you should do that.
Anything.
I mean, I think you should just be here, arms wide open, and say, bring it on. That's it.
I would like to add, like Paula made the right point. Don't come with a closed mind. Don't stereotype that things you have heard about people, countries. Just come with a big open mind. Just here to learn, just here to imbibe everything, and that will make a big difference. If you already have a closed mind, you will not enjoy that much.
And if the sport you want to learn about is football, think it through.
Yeah.
It's much more than that. I mean, don't come here expecting to have FIFA people or UEFA people all the time. They will be here, but there's so much more.
Just come with an open mind. That's what I would like to say.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you. Then we continue with Ayesha. How much monthly budget should we account for in terms of expenditure?
Well, only
Of
budget.
course, it depends on the person,
It
as
depends.
she's saying, but just to give an idea, on average, maybe your monthly rent, the transportation pass.
I can say I live
Food.
comfortably with 1,500 because my rent is really low because I live in a student residence. My own studio, I don't share anything, but it's really low compared to Gonzalo, for example, that has an apartment. It's gotta be, I don't know.
Big apartment.
Lots of parties.
50 meters per
Never.
square meter. I live with my girlfriend, so we are sharing an apartment. I pay 1,000 for apartment and 1,000 my girlfriend also, so it's 2,000 in total. So maybe my budget is a bit higher than the one of Paola, but I will say like 1,600. But I think that what I pay is quite high, so you can find something cheaper. Yeah.
For me, I would say it's about around 1,300 to 1,500 because I live very close to EPFL, so I did not require the transport pass, so I save on that. So yeah, otherwise I would say
The transport pass is about
75.
I mean, 78
75
right
per
now.
month.
Right now, 78, yeah.
Very
So.
close to it. But I would say between 1,500 and 2,000, depending on where you're living.
Plus, like since me and Paula got student housing, it's pretty cheap. So
Yeah.
And also like find the proper places to buy your groceries.
yeah.
So it can
That
be
al-
cheap or expensive depending
Yeah,
on where
but
you
be
live.
prepared because of
Yeah,
course,
it is-
Switzerland
yeah, of course,
is an
Switzerland is
expensive
like-
country. But also be prepared when you will try to find a job because salaries are very, very high, so it's quite prepared.
And I think yeah, with all that things, what to buy, where to buy, right stores. Once you come here, you eventually will learn. Initially, you'll have a bit more cost with all your
Yeah.
paperwork, with the commune and stuff. You have to pay. I think AISTS has
The
already.
first
given-
month I think is the most expensive of them
Yeah,
all,
yeah.
but it's just because of paperwork.
Yeah. Plus, you don't know what to buy, where to buy,
Yeah.
so you eventually get used to it.
Good. And then we continue with Ayesha, who has a question about the alumni network. Tell us a bit.
We are your network.
The relationship that you had with the alumni. And maybe the last batch, the 2016,
Well-
who were more closer maybe.
It was great. Everybody is very accessible. You can ask any question you want. If you write them an email, they will answer very quickly and very nice. I mean, it's very easy. It's just
Yeah.
very positive and just good things. I don't know.
I think it's a very, I would say, it's a very friendly, close community and network, and it's not like that too much formal into it. There is quite a lot of informal part. You will meet them, you'll meet people around, you'll meet, because it's a small city, you hang out, they have their own events. Like recently they had this tennis thing session, and like I was there, so we had like alumni from 2005 till 2016, and we all were playing tennis. So yeah, it's quite nice. It was quite nice.
And even when some of them are not here, if
Yeah.
you contact them via LinkedIn or something like that, they would help you. I mean, I reached out for someone who was, I think 2008, 2009, I don't remember, for help in a job, and he was like really kind and really good and approachable, and I think there's no problem with networking with alumni.
Good, thank you. Then we have a question about health insurance. Which health insurance do you recommend? So just to specify that some students can come directly with their insurance from their own country, and then it's going to be validated or not from the Swiss authorities here in Switzerland. Otherwise, you need to buy an insurance here in Switzerland. I don't know if that was the case for you guys.
I came with my own insurance from Mexico. It was
Me too.
extended for
And
Switzerland,
you too.
Me too.
and they validated it.
Okay, good. Otherwise, Santiago was, maybe it could be interesting also for the other student, the Swiss Care, which is the one that I recommend, because Swiss Care is especially for foreign students. So Alexi was mentioning to have a contract, for example, with other insurance companies, mentioning Assura, Elzana, or Groupe Mutuel. But for you guys, as you are a student, you need to have, you need and you will have an insurance which will be cheaper also than the one that for us living and being based here in Switzerland we will pay more, because for students you are supposed to be here for a determinate period. So I think the Swiss camp is really the one that we recommend. So it's a good choice, good quality price. Then we continue with Carla. So you are very active with the questions. Thank you very much.
So many questions.
Carlos, when do you recommend us to start a research paper? Are we able to do it during the course, or once it has finished, can we choose the topic?
You can choose the topic. You can choose your supervisor. You don't overwork it. You will have time to work on your research paper. I think we started working. Maybe I started working 2 weeks ago. So.
Yep. The same in Paola.
I think it's Don't try to start it like in January. It's no use.
You have a lot of time to finish your research paper, so just if you have something in mind, great. Like I never had something in mind. I came here, I took the classes, then I eventually brainstormed.
What I would say is like come thinking of what you would like to write about. Maybe during the masters you will find different modules that you can drive your research paper, and that's the way you will find your supervisor. But don't overthink.
Yeah. Just be prepared. Like just come with an open mind. Like Paula said, it's good if you have something in mind. If you have thought about something, it's fine. Like I had nothing in mind. I just wanted to see, and I could, like, from the lectures or the people I met, I kind of figured out what I would like to think upon, and then
Yep. Good. Thank you. We don't have any more questions. Still have a little bit of time. We're going to wrap up soon, but if you want to type just the last question, feel free.
Tu no, Carlos.
Hope that you were satisfied also with this session, that it has been useful for you. And of course, you, I guess, all have my email address, so do not hesitate to send me maybe additional questions that you will have in the next days or weeks. I would be happy to answer, of course. We have an extra question from Pablo. How were the visit to UFA, Archery Federation, or any other federation?
Wait and see.
wait and watch.
Very nice, very nice.
But we recommend you to take part, of course.
Of course.
I mean,
Take
they are
part of
mandatory.
everything.
Sorry, they are mandatory.
But don't miss out on anything.
No,
Don't miss out.
Very interesting.
Don't miss out a single field trip, I would say.
But wait and see.
Wait
They
and
are
watch.
amazing.
They're amazing.
Pablo, you want to know everything, but I won't tell you.
No, you need to have a little bit of suspense, otherwise it's not interesting if you know everything now. Good, I think, yes, we are finishing very soon. Everybody is saying thank you to you guys for being here,
Thank you.
for taking part in this session. And yes, we're looking forward to welcome all of you in September, and I'm sure that you will have the opportunity to meet them for real, so to meet Gonzalo, Kanav and Paola. And
Yeah, you can contact us if you have any.
Yeah, of course.
We are there on social media, LinkedIn.
Any question?
Yeah.
Or invite us for a beer when you get your.
Yeah, that would be
whatever.
great.
good.
By the way, Kanav and Paola are single, so.
Good, perfect. I'll send you then the number so you can send WhatsApp the number later. I cannot publish that now. Thank you very
And
much.
Jessica as well.
Jessica's single too.
Thank you very much for taking part in this session, and we're looking forward to meeting you soon all.
Thank you.
Good
Thank you.
night.
Bye.
Bye bye.
Take care.
Bye.